In this video, I'm going to show you how to access and use the US Major Dailies database that we have here at the Monterey Peninsula College Library. Now, this is a great database for searching for newspaper articles as it covers 5 of the major newspapers that we have here in the United States. It covers the New York Times, the LA Times, the Chicago Tribune, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal. And in order to get started, you want to go to the MPC Library homepage. And in order to do that, you need to go to the web address, which is www.mpc.edu/library. And that'll take you to the MPC Library homepage, which is where we are at right now. And once you're at the library homepage, you're going to want to scroll down. So I'm going to scroll down here. And if you look to your left under library, there is a link to databases right here. And in the middle under quick links, there's also a link to databases right here. Either one of those links will take us to the master list of databases that we have here at the Monterey Peninsula College Library. So I'm going to click on databases right here, and you will see it takes us to the master list, which is in alphabetical order. And so we're going to go down to US Major Dailies. You can scroll down and go to the U section that way to get to the database, or click on the U in this alphabetical link up here, and it takes you down to the U section, and you'll see there's the database US Major Dailies. So you're going to want to click on that to access the database. And if you're off campus, it might ask you for your Lobo Apps login. So if it does, put in your Lobo Apps login and you'll have access to the database. If you're on campus, you should have direct access to it. So I'm going to click on US Major Dailies, and that takes me to the homepage of the US Major Dailies database. And so here, I'm going to come up here and put in my search terms. I'm going to click on full text, and I'm going to search all 5 of those newspapers at once. So I'm going to come up here and put in my search terms. I'm going to do social media and teens. All right, so it's going to click on the search over here, the search button, and it takes us to the results page, which if you look over here to the left, we have 18,304 results. And here are the articles right here in the middle. Here's the first 20 right here. Now to the left, we have these things called limiters, which help you customize and narrow down your search and whatnot. So let's look at some of these things here. So it's sorted by relevance. So what it does is that the top articles that come up in your results should be the most relevant to your search terms. All right. You can also change it to either the oldest first or the most recent first. I don't like doing that only because if I want the most recent articles, they might not be the most relevant. All right. But I'm going to show you another way to narrow down your searches by date range, which is helpful. So I'm going to leave it at relevance. Come down here. And source type. So there's audio and video works that are tied into these newspaper articles. There's actual newspaper articles. There are actually newspaper magazines too that come in the Sunday edition. So there's links to articles from there. They also have blogs, podcasts, and websites right here. So they've got more resources than just newspaper articles. So you can narrow it down to just the source type if you'd like. Publication date. I've got articles going back to 1997. You can get rid of those older articles. You can come down here and just narrow down your search. So let's say the last 4 years. And so I'm going to do 2022 to 2026, and I'm going to update my results. And now I have 7,271 results instead of 18,309. Okay, so now I come down here. You can also link it by publication title. So maybe you just want articles in the New York Times or maybe just the Washington Post or whatever. So you can actually narrow it down to just the publication type. And you have some other limiters down here too. All right, but up here, I've got some articles. And so there's a few things you can do with these. And so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take a look at, let's look at right here, Meta's teen accounts had a loophole for watching fights. All right, so I'm going to click on the article there. And what it does, it takes me to the full text of the article. And there's a few things I can do here. First of all, if you look to your right, they've got suggested sources. So this is kind of a neat thing with this database where you have an article, but it recommends other articles that might be tied into your topic. So that's kind of a nice way to do additional research. Okay, but I come over here and I've got the title here. Meta's teen accounts had a loophole for watching fights. Okay, and then here's the authors. It's from the Washington Post Online. It gives you the date. And here's the full text of the article right here. And what I like about this database is that it highlights your search terms in the article itself. So if you have a long article, you can really dial into where those key terms are for your topic. So you have some options here. You can also listen to it, all right, which is kind of neat. You can translate it into different languages if you like. All right, but up here, you can actually save it on your computer as a PDF file, which is neat. Okay, so that's a way to save the article for yourself. You can get a citation. So I'm going to click on Cite. And what pops up is the MLA citation pops up automatically. So you can actually save it, copy it, put it into your notes if you'd like. You can also copy the URL. So I always say, don't come up here and copy the web address up here. Always look for that chain link, copy the URL. If you want to go back to that specific article, that is very important. Find the copy URL link in the database. And then if you click on all options, it gives you all the options here. So again, save as PDF, you can get the citation. You can email it to yourself. This is a great option too. I can go to email, I can include the MLA format or whatever different, if you're using APA or Chicago or whatever, you can do that. And you can email the article to yourself. So that's a great way to save articles. You also can print it out and save it, etc. If you have your Google Drive connected, you can save it to your Google Drive, and you've got other options down here. All right. So you've got a good article here. I'm going to go back to my search results. And once you do that, you go back to your search results and you'll see other articles that you might want. And then if you want to do additional research, you can actually come up here and change your search term. So maybe I go from social media and teens to social media and addiction, and I'll find more articles that tie into that topic and whatnot. So this is just a quick overview of the US Major Dailies database. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask a librarian, as we're here to help you out, and good luck with your research.